guys, it's Thursday and I said in last week's Filofax Friday vlog that if you had any questions, ask me and I'll answer them. I also do it on social media as well, and some of you gave me a load of questions to answer, so I'm here doing that today. I may have to go very suddenly if the phone goes. I'm vlogging today, which will appear live on my other channel. I'm looking after a baby bat. Well, I don't think he's a baby, but it's a baby to me because he's so tiny. And I'm waiting for someone from the Bat Conservation Trust to get back to me, see if they found him a new home. And if I keep glancing over, it's because he's in the box next to me and he keeps trying to escape. So I can't do much today because I'm babysitting a bat. Anyway, I better crack on because there's lots of questions that I'll answer them all because they're all great questions. So from Instagram, I'll start with Instagram first because excuse me, a lot of questions came from Instagram. If I don't say your name wrong, please excuse me. I'm not always very good on pronunciation, so I just need a drink. It's really hot here today. So, Miss Cedillos, sorry, I know I'm going to pronounce your name wrong, and I do apologise. She asked, what would you say is your all-time #1 favourite planner? Well, I have a few things in the pipeline to show you, but they're sort of my favourite at the moment. I would say my all-time favourite planner is my A5 Finsbury, which I use for my journal. I just love the way it feels, and yeah, I think that's my all-time favourite planner, but I'm not using it as a planner, I'm using it as a journal. Oh, excuse me. Francis asks, what do you see in your future, and can you start doing vlogs again? Well, I don't know what sort of vlogs you mean, Francis, but I do sort of do day in the life type vlogs on my other channel and randomly do vlogs here. So let me know what you mean by vlogs, and I'll either yeah, do them, or I don't know. So let me know. What do you see in your future? I don't know. I don't know. More of the same, probably. I'm really happy with my life at the moment. Inevitably, we will probably lose one of the piggies or bunnies because they're getting older. So we'll probably have new piggies and bunnies. Who knows what else? Hopefully some travel. I would really like to travel, and I'm saving up because there's loads of places I'd like to go. My bucket list is quite long, and yeah, just kind of want to save up and go to a few places. So travel. Other than that, I don't really know. Who knows? There's nothing that I know that's going to happen in the future. So who knows? I'm open to whatever the universe wants to bring my way. So who knows? But I'm very happy as I am at the moment. I do try and live in the moment and appreciate everything that I've got right now. So, and I'm happy with how I am right now. There's a few things that I could change, don't get me wrong. But everyone has stuff that goes on in their personal and family life, friends, that they would like to change. But, you know, you just have to make the most of what you've got, don't you? So, yeah, quite happy at the moment. I thought the bat was on the move then, but he's not. Little devil, he's escaped several times on me. Number 4, I don't know why I put number 4. Aim is aiming or Almy. I'm not really sure, so I do apologise. Says, are there any favourite books or films that you read or watch over and over and over? Yes. Not so much on the books. There are the obvious ones like Harry Potter. I've read Harry Potter books over and over. Memoirs of a Geisha. I really like that book. I've read that over and over. I really like the books by Sarah Addison Allen, in particular Garden Spells. I've read that many times, and I'm really a big fan of Daphne du Maurier's Rebecca, so I've read that a few times. And then also the Rebecca's Tale by Sally Beaumont, and they're probably the books books that I read over and over again. Yeah, I do like Inkspell, Inkheart series. Films wise, I'm a massive David Bowie and Labyrinth film fan, so I've watched that over and over again. And anything with Sabrina the Teenage Witch, I love, like series, I watch that over and over again. I watched The Darling Buds of May, that's my all-time favourite. I watch that several times a week. I have that on in the background while I'm working. Or if I'm having trouble drifting off at night, if the brain's still buzzing, I'll sometimes put that on. I love, love, love Dharma and Greg the series and Good Life the series. So that I tend to watch series more than I do films. There's a few. I'm trying to think. I love Practical Magic. I love Stardust, and I also like The Proposal and Have You Heard About the Morgans and Wanderlust. They're probably the films that I watch mostly, but I don't actually watch that much telly. Neither does Mr. B. If anything, we kind of watch YouTube or like series on DVD. So yeah, so that's probably it. But they are my favourites. I do like them. David Bowie in Labyrinth is just my all-time favourite. I'm not. Oh, Little Batty made a noise. I'm not sure if it's Ella or Ela or ELA, so I apologise. She asks, from whom, what, and or where are you getting your inspiration for your designs and your decoration? Well, when it comes to the bunnies that I draw, my inspiration comes from my own bunnies. I love them to pieces, as well as the guinea pigs, and so they inspire me quite a lot with their funny, quirky little ways, which is how I've ended up with characters, like bunny characters with little expressions and things, because I kind of draw quite a lot of that from my own bunnies. I have a very overactive imagination, so that's probably how I come up with quite a few different characters and things like that in my head. What else? I do like Pinterest. I do draw on a lot of inspiration from Pinterest, and I love to read books. I get very much lost in fiction, and my main fiction, I like things that involve witches or magic or vampires or something that's like a rework of a fairy tale, that kind of stuff. And I'm a massive daydreamer, and I guess in a lot of ways I'm kind of like childish or naive, in as much as, I don't know, I just quite like little innocent, simple little doodles, you know, that kind of thing. So yeah, a lot of the inspiration comes from inside my own head, which is worrying. I'm very lucky that I do live in a very nice part of the countryside. As you know, I live in the UK and I live in Cambridgeshire, and where I live, I'm in a very small village, and I have quite a big lake, which, you know, a lot of you would have seen if you've seen my vlogs, and that opens up lots of scenery, and it's so open, so you see the clouds and the night sky and stuff like that. So I kind of try and open my eyes as much as possible and kind of see what's around me, because I find that inspires me. And I find that in nature I will look at different colour patterns and, you know, colour palette that nature's provided, like mould and lichen on a tree or something, or fungus and lichen on a tree, and, you know, look at the patterns and the colour and that kind of stuff. That kind of where I draw inspiration from. It's difficult because my day job, I'm a photographer and graphic designer, so I have to kind of be creative. I have to be creative in order to produce more creative ideas all the time. So whilst I only do that part-time, but you know, you still have to, so you have to draw on everything, you know, and I think if you're an arty or crafty person, you do that automatically. But if you want to be an arty or a crafty person, then all I can suggest to you is like become a lover of Pinterest, and every time you see something that kind of inspires you or you like the look of, make a board for it, and sooner or later it'll start to ingrain in here and you'll start to bring some of that through into your work. So I hope that helps, but I'm happy to do another video on that kind of how to get from how to find inspiration and then bring that through to final start, you know, to pieces of art or something. Let me know if you want like a particular video on that, and I'm happy to do that. Pocket Full of Vintage, hi Marianne, says, how do you record the books you've read, to be read? Do you journal about them? Do you keep a log of your books, etc.? I didn't used to, and it was only because I started doing book reviews on my other channel that I started to make notes on the book that when I'd finished it in order to be able to do a review. And I started off, this is a bad journaler for me, I started off just writing them on scraps of paper, and then I found Goodreads, and I do log my books that when I've started a book and when I've finished a book, I log that on Goodreads. But now basically I did design a Filofax insert for logging my books, but I've decided not to use that but to log them in my journal instead. I'll still use Goodreads just for logging the books because it doesn't take many minutes because I've just got the app on my Kindle. But yes, I'm going to start logging my books in my journal, and that's kind of like when I've started, when I've finished, and my thoughts on the book, so that I can, you know, use those for book reviews. I have kept all the scraps of paper that I wrote on for what I thought of books, so I should probably just stick those in a journal and keep those. In terms of to be read, I don't log those per se. I've got a pile of books in my office on the shelf that are my to be read, so I just kind of work my way through them. And then books that I want to read in the future, I've got an Amazon wish list, and on my wish list I have books and art supplies and anything really on there, and my family and friends use that at birthdays and Christmases because they always know that I've got an Amazon wish list and I keep it up to date, and so they buy off that for me. And then I also go to that if I want to buy new books, I will go to my wish list and just buy off my own wish list, or you know, I'll just buy my books from a charity shop or something. So I don't log or record my to be read or my wish list anywhere other than just having a wish list on Amazon. And do I journal about the books? Not per se. Obviously I just log about my thoughts on the book and all that kind of stuff that I'm then going to use for a review. So I suppose yes, that is journaling because it's in my journal. I've written about the book. But books very much inspire my journaling, which kind of goes back to the previous question about where do you find your inspiration from. Particularly for books really struck a chord with me that does influence my artwork and my art journal. I very often, Batty on the move, I shouldn't have tapped on the table. So it does very much influence my artwork, yeah. So yeah, I guess I do journal about it. I love books. I'm a very big bookworm. Depending on what else is going on, I usually read. My average read time for a book is about a week. I love reading books. Okie dokie. I could talk about books all day long. I really could. I love books. And books about books is what I really, really love. Kirsty Bayton. I hope I said that right. How long did it take for you to be happy with what's in your Filofax? Well, am I happy? Yes, to a degree. I have recently changed things around because my needs change, some of like my working changes, and I guess that's one of the beauty of being able to make your own inserts as well, is that you could kind of think about stuff more and then kind of make some changes. And I go in swings and roundabouts. Sometimes I really like having like to-do lists and things on sticky notes or loose bits of paper that I can just throw away, and other times I really like having them alongside my diary, and I kind of go, you know, change backwards and forwards as to what I like doing at that particular time. I'm moderately happy, but equally I also enjoy changing things around. Romany from Romany's Realm, she said on one of her videos, I think it's one of her videos, she likes shaking it until something falls out. I think it was like that. But anyway, that's kind of like me, because as people, we are constantly evolving and life around us is changing, our circumstances change, what we like changes, what works for us one day might suddenly not work for us the next day. And so I really like kind of just taking stock every now and then and reevaluating where I am and thinking, is this actually working for me? And I mean, if you buy inserts, they're pretty inexpensive. You can either, you know, you can buy the Filofax brand ones, or you can buy, there's lots of other makers. If you go on Etsy and look for Filofax inserts, there are loads of people that do them, and they're pretty inexpensive, particularly if you print them yourself, and it's quite good to kind of, you know, mix it up and stuff. If you've got a system that's working for you though, don't change it, but you know, if you know what I mean, it's kind of like really easy to change. And so I'm moderately happy with with what's going on with my Filofax at the moment. We'll see, I might change again. I'll probably change again, and I'll show you that on Filofax Friday. Let's have some water, because it's hot. Did I say it's hot here? We Love Dansack asks, do you use any organisational stickers in your Filofax, not as decoration? No, I don't, because I'm a hoarder. And I don't actually own any either. I recently got some Martha Stewart dewdrops and some stars in my last Linkies box, but I don't know what to use them for. So no, I don't. That was a short one, wasn't it? Lexi, she asks, when are the elephant dashboards available? Right, okay, there are two things to note for the elephants. Firstly, so in some of my videos, a lot of you have seen the elephant canvas that I had on my shelves, and also you've seen the elephant I had in my journal. And a few of you have asked if they're going to be available as dashboards because you like them. So the first thing is, one of the first reasons I haven't done them is because I haven't actually been happy with them myself. And I never sell anything that I'm not happy with myself first, because it's just the way I am. That being said, a few of you have said you liked it, so I am very happy to sell them. There's two, so I'm going to let you guys choose. You tell me, do you like the brown elephant or the pastel elephant? You know, the elephant with the brown background or the pastel elephant. You tell me which one. You can't say both, that doesn't work. Tell me which one you like, and I will release them as dashboards. I'll do it. I will do it, because if you guys like them, you can have them. So I'll do it as dashboards. The second thing is, in order to get them at a price that makes them affordable for you guys to purchase them at, because I get them professionally printed. I don't print them at home. I am a professional photographer, so I do photograph them myself in my studio, and I get them professionally printed, and I've got a really good relationship with my printer, because I get a lot done with him, and he understands I don't necessarily want to get loads done, but at the same time, you know, he wants to make money and I want to keep the costs low for you guys. So I have to have a minimum quantity of 25 before I can get any printed, so that I can keep them at the price you pay, because I also then cut them and laminate them, you know, hole punch them and laminate them for you. So I need to have a little bit of money behind me before I can order them again. That being said, if you guys really like them, I can do them on a pre-order so that you can pay for them now, which will then give me the money to be able to get the prints done. So that's where I'm at the moment. If you choose which elephants you like, I will do them, but I can either do them when I've got some money to be able to pay for the prints outright, or I can put them on a pre-order for you. So you guys tell me what you want to do. As I say, it's just so that I can keep the cost down for you guys without bankrupting myself as well. Okie dokie. Right, so shall we move on to questions from Facebook? There were only 2. So Susanna asks, do you track the food intake of the fur babies? How do you organise their stuff and their food? No, I don't track their food. They're in a bit of a routine. Every morning, when we come down in the morning, I get up anywhere from 6 o'clock in the morning till probably about 8 o'clock. John gets up at 7:30-ish, but then doesn't come downstairs till 8. So between 6 and 8, one of us will come downstairs. And Mummy always gives them half a carrot each for their breakfast, which they always eat. They have their pellets and their hay, which is available to them all day. When Daddy comes home from work, he gives them a treat, so they'll have some more veggies when he comes home from work. And then he tops up. I top up their hay in the morning. He tops up the food at bedtime. Daddy does bedtime. I do mornings. Daddy does evenings. My babies. Yeah, we don't have children, so the animals are my babies basically, and I treat them as such. So we're Mummy and Daddy. Yeah, and so they're in a routine, and like, we know when they're eating. They never have a problem with their eating. They're at their ideal weight. They have regular vet checkups, so I don't record any of their food or anything because I don't have any like cause to. I guess if they were on a diet or if they were poorly, you know, weren't eating anything, then I would. And I have done that before when I've had a poorly bunny. I've sort of said, you know, drunk or ate this much. But while they're healthy, no, they're fine. I did do a video on my other channel about where all their stuff is kept. I did a tour of their bedroom, so I will link that below if you want to go and watch it. They're in the utility room, which is adjacent to the kitchen if you've seen the vlogs, and so we see them like most of the day, so yeah, I'll link that for you if you want to go and watch. So Maria asks, what is your favourite Filofax and what colour? So I guess I've already answered that right at the very beginning. So Maria, but as a duplication, so obviously you guys wanted to know. Okay, so moving on to questions from YouTube. There weren't so many. Misa Girl says, have you been tempted by the Hobonichi craze with the Barnes & Noble planner at all? Yes. Yes, I have. I love watching people's videos and looking at stuff on Pinterest and stuff, and yes, I am really, really interested in the Hobonichi. I've been interested quite a while, and I first sort of thought about it at the beginning of the year, and then I realised that the actual Hobonichis were dated, so I kind of thought, oh well, you know. Doing a faux one? Yes, I would do a faux one. No problem with that. My reasons why I'm not sure about doing a Hobonichi. first one is, particularly if I bought a book that's already dated, I don't always journal every day. Most days, but not always every day. So if it was already pre-dated, there would be some blanks in my book, which isn't such a biggie. So a faux one would probably work better for me, because then I could just do it as and when I do it, if you see what I mean. I guess for me, I'm kind of like, it's really weird to explain, because some days I feel like drawing, some days I feel like writing, and I know you could do that in the Hobonichi as well. I don't know. At the moment, I just feel like I've got quite a lot of journals going on, and I have a new journal which I will be showing you very, very soon. And I don't know. I kind of feel like, have I got enough journals already? I don't know. I'm always late to the party. I'm always behind with stuff, which is why, another reason why I'm sort of tempted not to get one is because everyone else is doing it and I don't always like to follow the herd. And my last reason for potentially not doing it is the grids. I like the grids, but then also I'm like, I don't like the grids. So, for example, my art journal, like I've said before, there was that picture of the elephant in there that I did for myself, and some of you guys liked it and said that you would like to have it as a dashboard. And then I'm like, if that was had a grid behind it, I wouldn't be able to do that. But then most of the time, do you know what I mean? I overthink things too much. I probably, yes, will end up with a Hobonichi at some point. I probably will. I'm just really happy with what I've got at the moment and the way I'm journaling. I'm just really happy with that. So I'm not sure. Would I actually do the Hobonichi style of journaling? Yeah. But I also like doing a bit of mix of everything. So I don't know. I probably will end up getting a Hobonichi at some point because, hey, I'm a journaler and a journal addict, so I probably will. Just not at the moment. And I've also spent all my pennies recently, so unless anyone wants to give me loads of money, then I won't be buying one, because I've recently made a couple of purchases. I've had to buy stuff for the guinea pigs, and I've made a few purchases for myself, and until I get some more jobs with some more invoices being paid, then there's no more purchases for Anna. Such is life. Candice asks, what inspired you to start making your own Filofax inserts instead of buying them? Because as I said, I like swapping things around. I like changing the way in which I do things, and the shop bought ones weren't working for me. The Filofax, I do love your planners, but just your inserts weren't working for me, and there were other things that they weren't working for me, and around here they were sort of difficult to get hold of in the shops. I know you can go online, so that's one reason. The second reason is I wanted to start decorating, and round where I live in a small village in the middle of bloody nowhere. Sorry, I swore. I think that's the first time I've swore on the camera. Sorry, excuse me. I live in the middle of nowhere, and my nearest town has no stationery shops in, so I have to go to like Cambridge or London or Milton Keynes to go to stationery shops. And then I was like, well, stickers are expensive to keep buying, and so I started doodling on my inserts, and then I was like, well, I could just print them out with my doodles already on them, and that's my decoration. So that's kind of how that started. And then I progressed into wanting to organise and log and list more things, like meal planning and stuff like that in my Filofax, which, you know, and Filofax didn't make those kind of inserts, so that's what led me to making them, and I continually make them. And, you know, obviously I have some that I sell on my Etsy shop, and then I have some that I've given away as freebies during Filofax Friday videos. I've got some that are just for me. I might not keep them just for me, I may release them, but I like to trial them and test them first before I do release them, so yeah. But I'm open to suggestions. If there's anything you guys want to have or know for Filofax Friday, then leave me a comment. I'm very open, and if I can do it, then I will. There we go. Oh gosh, I skipped a question. Melissa, my question: how are you taking insert concepts and turning into inserts? I know what I want to do, but struggling with printing services and such. She wants to make some stuff for recording, like medical information, and offer them for free. Her cutting is wonky and she'd rather pay for print. Right, well, firstly, my darling, you are not alone. My cutting is wonky as well. But who cares if it's just going in your planner? Who cares if the lines are a bit wonky? Get yourself a paper cutter, maybe like a guillotine or something. That being said, I'm still wonky, even though I use a guillotine. But you know, it's just going in your planner, so don't worry about it if it's wonky. You know, just let it go. And I've found, because a few people have asked me about, do I sell inserts already printed because they don't want to print them out themselves or can't. And the reason I haven't done it is because in order to sell them at a good price for you guys, I haven't been able to find anywhere to get them printed that would be reasonably, cost effective, and also because I'd need to get quite a few done. If you're only getting a few things printed, then I have found that I've got in my town, there's an office supplies shop, and you know, you can take a CD or a memory card to them and they will print stuff for you. And I also know that, well, here in the UK, Staples will also do that. So have a look around you to see if there's a Staples or an office supply shop, because they will very likely print for you. And if you're only doing a small run, then it's not too expensive. And some of them will also cut for you as well. So I tend to find that the independent ones are a bit better than like the large retailers, but that's always worth looking out for. How do I turn my concepts? Well, I kind of have like the ideas in my head first, and then I either sketch it onto just a piece of paper and sort of plot it out, or I go straight to the computer and make them. So it depends on what size Filofax. I mean, basically, there are loads of tutorials on YouTube about making and printing your own inserts. I personally use Photoshop. That's the program that I use. But if you wanted something that was in a table format, you know, you could use Word. You know, sketch it on a piece of paper first, and then use Word to make your tables, or use text boxes and that kind of stuff. In terms of, so if you're using an A5 planner, obviously A4, you can get 2 sheets of A4. So if you do something in an A4 Word and then just print it 2 per page, then that's really easy. The problems come is when you start to do it in personal size, but then you can just change your page settings in Word to make the right size. I'm not a big user of Word, I have to say, for that kind of thing. I'm a Photoshop gal. Even when I used to work, I very rarely used Word. When I used to work for someone else in HR, I very rarely used to use Word. When I did, it was just basically typing up a letter in a template that was already there. So I can't give you, if you've got Photoshop, I can give you advice on Photoshop. Anything else, I can't give you advice on because I don't know. So hopefully that's kind of giving you some advice. And there's one last question from Lily. Her question is, how to find the perfect planner? Does one exist? I don't know. The trouble is with that is what's perfect for me may be different to what's perfect for you. So I guess just have a think about what you want to use it for. So, I mean, what size do you want? Do you want personal, pocket, A5? You know, how are you going to be? So that would influence, are you going to be taking it around with you? If so, you might want a personal rather than an A5. what are you going to use it for? Do you prefer leather or fabric, or you know, do you want loads of zips and pockets and stuff inside them? So that's kind of a bit of a personal one, so I'm not really sure how to answer that, but there's loads of different, you know, loads of people on YouTube show off their planners, so you can get to see them before you buy them. I'm gasping now because it's so hot here, and a little bat I think may have gone to sleep because it's gone quiet. Bless him. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope that has satisfactorily answered your questions. If it hasn't, then just kind of leave me a comment and I will try and answer it a bit better. Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, so I hope you found that interesting and learnt a bit more about me and journals and Filofaxes and all that sort of stuff. I'm always happy to answer questions, as long as they're reasonable. So yeah, you know, feel free to ask questions all the time, but then every now and then I'll do like a question and answer video. So thanks for watching, guys, and I shall see you soon. Bye.